That's not just bad, that's criminal. You're about to witness the worst product to have ever graced humanity, but for some reason, people are buying it, and people are raving about it. So the other day I was browsing for the best smartphone gadgets of the month, and I came across this peculiar device. Mobile phone and Wi-Fi radiation harmonizer. And I was not expecting the journey that this was about to take me on. Trust me, this starts strange and just keeps getting stranger. So what it says is that all your smart devices emit positively charged electromagnetic radiation. Your phone, your computer, that cell tower 5 miles from your house. It says that this radiation causes symptoms like sickness, dizziness, or, and I quote, hot head syndrome, and that the solution is this product right here. Does look a bit like a sticker, but there are some really strong reviews here. My goodness, I can feel the difference already. The aching in my hands is permanently gone. Now my phone never heats up anymore, it's permanently cold. And I quickly realized that these radiation harmonizers are a much bigger thing than just this one website. Even Amazon is full of them, sometimes costing extortionate amounts of money, but again, with very positive ratings. So I thought, okay, something's going on here. Are there any other products like this? I couldn't believe it. There's the Enno band, which apparently creates a harmonizing field of negative charge to neutralize the harmful positive charge. There's the Stellar Dome, which you place on the floor in a room and has been tested 100% effective against 5G. There's anti-radiation bears, plates that rejuvenate your food, an ionic air cleaning wand, and most curious is the GeoCleanse. This seems like their flagship product. It can plug into the mains and apparently harmonize the entire perimeter of your building, neutralizing over 30 forms of noxious radiation. And the reason this one is interesting is that because it's an actual electronic gadget, in theory we could take it apart and see how it works. Or prove it's a scam. So I ordered it. In fact, no, I ordered pretty much every single product on this entire website. And sure enough, 2 weeks and 700 Australian dollars later, harmony was restored. My order arrived, and in it was a lifetime supply of protection. Enno bands, Stellar domes, rejuvenation plates, Harry Potter weapons, stickers, radiation harmonizers, and a permanently energized koala. But I think what this company didn't quite anticipate was their customers having an actual electromagnetic field meter. Check this out, this is telling us the amount of radio frequency radiation in this room right now. Right now it's basically nothing, because it's not next to any RF devices, but if I bring a phone in front of it, it does shoot up. And check this, if I then send a text message from that phone, it goes haywire. Now this might seem alarming, and it might make it look like the website was telling the truth all along, except for the fact that almost all of this radiation is microwave radiation. Don't even think about throwing that. Which, on the electromagnetic spectrum, is even less powerful than the radiation of just visible light. So much less powerful that actually the most powerful microwaves are only about 1/1500th of the power of the least powerful visible light rays. But anyway, let's apply this radiation harmonizer. Did it just start beeping as I put it on? That's awkward. Okay, but what if we put the Enno band on? But maybe we need 3 of these products. Let's put the Stellar Dome down. Gotta get one of these rejuvenation plates under there. Let's get the koala in on the action. What do I do with the wand? Vada Kedavra. And hey, if you are enjoying this video, then a sub to the channel would be magical. But seriously, I can't believe this. Like, who do they think we are? This is a stick of plastic. It's got to be one of the simplest, cheapest products ever to be manufactured. Even Wish.com would be laughing about this. Oh, shut up. And finally, we've got the GeoCleanse. Now the website does specifically say that it's been programmed to neutralize noxious electromagnetic radiation. But tell me this, how do you program a bar of soap? Well no, to give it some credit, it is a bit harder than soap, it's more like a resin. But the point is, this plug, 10 amps, 240 volts, it leads to nothing. Like I'm assuming if we just peel this sticker off. That's the other side of the plug. You know what, just to make absolute sure, hammer, GeoCleanse. Oh. Okay. Yep, just a plug. That'll do. And piece of plastic. Let me just reiterate, I spent $180 on that. It was backed by hundreds of positive reviews across many websites, but all it is was a block of plastic. And maybe a fire hazard. But it's only when I found the supposed science behind all this that things started to get really concerning. Welcome to The Gift That Keeps Giving, their YouTube channel. Do you remember that product description that said it had been tested for 100% effectiveness against 5G? Well, this is how that test was conducted. They do one experiment without geocleanse, which basically consists of someone prodding various parts of this woman's body and concluding that, yep, her organs are not happy with 5G, and then doing the exact same thing again with a geocleanse plugged in and just concluding that, oh yeah, she's fine now. That's literally the equivalent of, oh guys, did you know that I've got an IQ of 690? Look, I'll prove it. Yep, 690. It's not how you do a study. But it gets worse. They then start waving this rod around in front of her. They call it a biotensor, and they're using the fact that it's moving in a circle instead of moving in straight lines to show that her body's being affected. But I can literally see his hand controlling it to do that. Great experiment, guys. I'm pretty sure my cat has that toy. He doesn't like it right now. Anyways, just to make absolute sure that all of this is bogus, I decided to book myself in for a consultation. So, for the price of $50, they will search up your home on Google Maps and, I guess based on what it looks like, advise you on your current radiation situation. So, I created an account and I set my location to North Sentinel Island, which is arguably the most remote location in the entire world. It's actually inhabited entirely by a tribe called the Sentinelese, who are possibly the only humans on this planet to be completely without technology. Kind of crazy, no phones, no TVs, no internet, they still hunt with bows and arrows and have nothing close to a Wi-Fi connection. So if there's ever going to be a population that doesn't have to worry about radiation, it's this one. Anyways, my consultation boiled down to a series of emails. The guy started by saying he loved the look of my island, but couldn't find any houses on it. No surprises there. So I just sent him a photo of a random tent I found on Google as my home. And then after a few more back and forths, like what part of the island I was from, I got my answers. Now, what I was expecting was for this guy to say, oh yeah, you're surrounded by 5G waves and that you should buy our products to save you. Ow! Oi! And if he did say that, then that would pretty much prove that they were making it up, because modern technology doesn't even exist at that location. But the actual answer that I got was far stranger. I think this person realized who I was based on the email address I was talking to him on, and then looked up photos of me, and based on those photos, came to the conclusion that my biofield has a positive charge, and that because of this, I have the Epstein-Barr virus. Or, in other words, herpes. Can confirm, not true. But also, enlighten me, how does one measure the charge of a person through a JPEG image of them? What are you, like, scanning the pixels of my face with an electrometer? Anyways, all of this just leaves one question. These products are about as useful as paperweights. To be honest, that probably couldn't even keep paper down. They're extraordinarily expensive, and they're backed by science that feels less real than the entire Harry Potter universe. Why are people buying it? And why are people liking it? Well, turns out, this started in the 1900s with a guy called William Reich. He decided that there was something called orgone, a massless substance that was all around us in the air. That orgone was central to life, and that the lack of orgone was what led us to problems. This idea stuck, and then as computers and phones started ballooning, tech became the enemy, and orgone became the solution. And possibly the most pivotal and successful product in this lane was a pendant called the Q-Link. And I've got one right here. Basically, this thing claimed to change your life. The box says it will give you more vitality, greater focus, improved performance, better stress response. This thing was praised by The Times, The Mail, ITV, and of course it doesn't need batteries because, well, the copper induction coil means it can be powered by the wearer. But do you want to know what's funny? They used to say that the source of its power was a circuit board that they'd had printed onto earlier models, except this circuit didn't connect to the coil, or to a battery, or to itself. It wasn't actually a circuit at all, which is why they then had to change the design and start including a little slip with every Q-Link they sent, which says no party involved with Q-Link makes any claim that any of its products are intended to prevent, cure, mitigate, treat, or diagnose disease. You must not rely on any information provided as an alternative to medical advice. That's only like half of it, but the point is, if you're already telling me that I can't rely on the information you're giving, then how on earth is this still allowed to be on sale? This is not a new branch of science, it is literally taking existing science and making it wrong. But this is where things get really bizarre, because it was at this point that I realized that the issue is bigger than stickers and wands and pendants. If you start searching for general orgone products, you'll find pyramids with over 2,000 5-star ratings on Amazon, orgone generators, which for some reason don't require a power source. There's even a $5,000 5G fighter, super big legit apparently. But just look at the first 7 supposed power ingredients of it. Polymer resin, so plastic, copper, iron, steel, brass, aluminium. So basically what you're saying is, I should just sit in my tool shed. Look, I'm not saying that as humans there aren't things out there that we can't see and experience. There probably are. But what I am saying is that if I am sick, then sitting next to $5,000 metal poles or plugging a bar of soap into the mains is not going to solve my problems. But the reason that these products still work against all odds is that they convince people that there's a problem, they establish themselves as an authority, and then they offer themselves as the solution. Almost all of these product descriptions start with something like, have you ever felt a headache? Or have you ever felt you had tired eyes? To which, of course, people are going to be like, well, yeah, actually I have. They follow up by telling you that this is not normal, and that the problem is either your phone, or Wi-Fi, or 5G, or some combination of them, to establish themselves as an authority, a company who knows better than you. And then they finish by saying, buy our stuff to fix that problem. You might have heard of the confirmation bias, this idea that when we believe something, then we tend to focus on information that confirms those beliefs. So providing that companies like this can make us believe that their products will fix our problems, then when we get these products, we'll convince ourselves that they do. Like, one of GeoCleanse's recommended tests is to plug it in and then put your hand against a fridge. They say you should feel like a calming sensation. To be fair, it does actually feel quite nice, but the point is, it's got nothing to do with GeoCleanse. Because they're priming people to be ready for good things to happen when they use their products, then when good things do happen to customers, then those customers attribute those good things to the products. The only actual proof that these things work comes from customer feedback. But that's a self-reinforcing cycle. As more and more people leave positive reviews for this stuff, then it's even more likely that the next customer is then going to also believe they work, and then trick themselves into thinking that they're seeing positive benefits from them. These are nothing more than extremely expensive placebos. And while there is a time and place for placebo products, creating the problem to then sell a placebo is borderline evil. And I do not believe that whoever made this doesn't know what they're doing. Because you can't manufacture something like this. You can't set up the factories and create the molds and inject those molds with plastic and not realize what you're doing. Disappointing. Is it just me, or is cleanse meant to have an A in it? If you enjoyed this video, then I've got a really fun guide to crypto for people who know nothing about crypto, and the smallest tech in the world up here. Thanks for watching, my name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you in the next one.